us in?
Why not? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Half-Assed Gamers. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has
Hope
been.
you guys have been well. Life has been fucking busy and really weird.
It's been kind of nice though, because as life had been busy, there wasn't a huge amount going on in gaming, but now we've just woken up to a bunch of shit that's happened in gaming. So it's kind of nice. Like we've had life be busy, gaming was quiet, and now it's all coming together. So
yeah.
Kind of works in our favor. So we'll take that.
Yeah, it's great. I'm honestly like kind of happy that shit's going on this week, but at the same time, like it's still not a lot. It's like a nice bit of stuff, but it's not like
we keep getting drip fed stuff. And I feel like we will. I feel like it's another year where it's kind of that meh year. Like there's been some good stuff. Like I was going to talk about Starfield has launched finally, so that would have been out for about a week now. So that was probably the only thing we would have touched on last week if we probably did a podcast. Was that was the major news was Starfield launching, them doing their quote unquote early access for people that had pre-ordered, and then recently we just had Life of Pi. I was going to say Life of Pi, but Life of P has just, I don't know if that's released or if they've done reviews and it's releasing either later today or over the weekend, because I tried to check Game Pass to like see if it was ready to play and it just says still to pre-install. So as we're recording this, it's still a pre-install.
Yeah, I think it was just review embargo lifted, but I don't think it's like 100% out yet. Or it could be out, but it's not out on Game Pass yet. Like maybe they're giving them a couple of days for people that actually bought it. Yeah, so
it's seeming like it's getting good reviews from that embargo. Like that's seeming like everything's going well, like kind of what you'd expect. So for a Souls like it's based off Pinocchio.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick.
It's a really cool kind of change to like the formula, but at the same time still feeling like a Soulsborne style kind of game. So
it's good.
But I mean more Bloodborne especially than the Souls
way more Bloodborne. The art style, the art style is incredible.
Yeah. Because every time everyone does like a Soulsborne clone, it's always the Souls side and less the Born side. So but no, honestly, I actually would play that game. Like it's one of the ones on that list that I'm like, damn.
Do you still have your Game Pass subscription?
I don't anymore, but I'm probably gonna get it again.
I remember they were doing that $1 Game Pass subscription, and then they had to cut it before Starfield.
Yeah.
That was funny because they just re-released that, getting people $1, and then they were like, "Oh, we're going to make it full price now." So,
but I understand it. I mean,
hey, business is business, you know.
Yeah, in the end, like they are putting out some like huge games and
massive games.
So I can understand why they're like, well, we still want to make sure that we're making the cash from it, since I'm sure a lot of people would not buy the game and just play it through Game Pass. Like I have a friend that was playing Starfield through Game Pass, and I was like, yeah, man, I feel like a lot of people would. Like most of the people I know, I'm pretty sure are doing that. I don't know anyone that actually. Yeah, I don't know anyone that actually bought the game. They've just kind of gotten it through Game Pass, and I kind of understand. Like with a service like that, it's like, why would you pay for the game full price when
you can
just pay it for like $5 a month? And like realistically, if you want to stop playing that, you can just move on to another game or just
cancel subscription.
So it's like it's kind of stupid to do that. So
kind of crazy that that's where gaming's like turning towards, but it does give a lot of people flexibility. And like for me, it's like at the moment with work commitments and how busy I am, to drop $120 on a video game can be quite overwhelming, mainly knowing that you have to sink that amount of time in it. I'm just paying $15 a month, can cancel at any time. It gives that nice flexibility of like, I have another massive range of video games, but I'm not investing a huge amount of money into this. So as a casual player, I feel like it's a good like investment, because I'm like, I have a huge amount of games that I probably wanted to play. I may not have the time to do it, but I'm not wasting $120 per game to be playing these. It's $15 a month. If I find that I just aren't getting the time, cancel it and can sign up again when I have more time. Like, so.
Yeah, No, definitely. It was kind of the reason why I had like Ubisoft Plus for the longest time as well,
I
because it
love
was like,
Ubisoft Plus.
yeah, I just stopped playing Ubisoft games, but um, but it was just like more cost effective in the short
Mm.
term because like when I was playing certain games, I'd be playing them in bursts, so it made more sense to be like, oh yeah, I'll pay this like one-off fee, play all these games when I feel like it.
For that 1 month period where you've just
Yeah,
got that time free up, you've got the full
yeah,
focus to do it in that 1 month, and
and
then be
like
like, cool,
if you sit down, you can like blaze through a lot of games pretty quick, right?
yeah,
But at the same time, like, oh, I'm working now, cool. I'm gonna just cancel the subscription because I don't have time to play games,
yeah.
and then I'm not like a lot of people be like, yeah, but then you can't play it afterward. And I'm like, yeah, look, realistically, once I finish a game, I'm not really going back to it.
I'm
Like,
the worst when it comes to spending money on video games.
yeah. See, I feel like that's why subscription services aren't too bad for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Purely just that, like, because if I'm gonna play a game for fucking 2 hours and then never touch it again,
Who would
it
do
doesn't
that?
make sense. Yeah, I know who would do that, man.
Who
But
would?
like, if you're gonna do that, at least it's only like $5 a month to play a game
Yeah,
for two
yeah,
hours, and then there's
yeah.
something else you can move on to versus like spending $100 on a game, play for 2 hours, and then never touch it again.
Or spending like $200 on a full game franchise and still only playing 7 hours of the first one,
Yeah,
and we probably won't get to Miles Morales, but maybe one day.
yeah, exactly. Or
Maybe one day.
playing like an hour online with some friends and then proceeding to never touch the game again.
Yeah. Or
Um,
then sinking 2,000 hours in the most toxic video game ever that keeps giving you more toxic updates and
yeah,
giving you more reasons to spend money talking about weapon racks and Rust that I will probably purchase right after this because I was
yeah,
good today and didn't spend a lot of money on lunch. So, yeah.
yeah. All that goes into Rust skins and
Rust skins. Or
random
I could just
items.
sell some Rust skins, you know? You know?
I mean, you actually could, and you'd probably be all
Yeah.
right.
But talking
But
about video
yeah.
games, what have you been playing, my homie?
So I have a few games that I've been on off.
Hmm.
The major ones have been obviously Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. That
How's
came
it
out
been?
really fucking good. It's been probably 2 weeks, I want to say 3 weeks, maybe a month now that the game's come out. I have about 20 hours in it, give or take. Great
Good.
fucking game. It is a bit short as far as story goes, but at the same time, they're kind of wanting you to 100% the game before you hit that like last point of the game.
Okay.
It's obviously not like oh yeah, once you pass this, you can't ever go back kind of thing, but like it kind of is at the same time. Like if you want to replay the story, you have to start again from the start kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like you just have open world after the fact. But the game itself is fucking fantastic. I love it so much. It's been so much fun. It's everything I've ever wanted and I was hoping for with Jet Set Radio Future ever getting remade in the 21 years since it came out, but it
Mm.
never did. So this has been fantastic. The only gripe I really have with it, and it's something that my brother brought up, and I was like, yeah, honestly, it is a bit, and that is just the price of the game. And don't get me wrong, I think it's well worth supporting these guys. It's well worth paying the money for the game if you're into that kind of stuff. Um, or at least like pay the money, give it a try, see if you like it. If not, refund it. But that way you can actually like see if it's for you.
Yeah.
But it is a $60 game for something that's really probably like a say 5 to 10 hour experience.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's fine. I love the game. I'll go back and play it every now and then. It's like a nice kind of casual, kind of like the Tony Hawk games where it's like it's nice to just jump on and give it a play and enjoy yourself. But it is also a little bit of a shorter game. It
Okay.
has a few downsides. It has a few problems. The boss fights in the game, because there are boss fights, are a little fucking annoying.
Mm.
But once you understand the mechanics and you get around it, it's not too bad, but it definitely leaves a few things to be wanted, or like a lock on for the camera and shit like that. But
So
in saying
stuff that
that,
they might add in, like with quality of life improvements and stuff.
yeah,
Like sometimes they do, yeah.
yeah,
Once
yeah.
they've, yeah.
In saying that, the game itself already has a modding scene. There are people
Okay,
that have
cool.
been doing all these things. There are people that have added skins, added characters. They're very open with it. They want people to add to the game. There is a DLC pack that gives you a couple of characters. They don't unlock until you finish the story anyway, so it's a little bit like, why do I
Mm.
get it? But also, you don't have to. It's just an extra way to support the guys.
Hmm.
But across the entirety of the game, it is fantastic. It is really, really good. It's a lot of fun. There seems like if they wanted to, they could keep adding to it. And I
Okay,
think
cool.
that's a really cool feature to any game.
Because they're just
Um,
only a small indie dev team, aren't they?
it is, yeah. It's only I think like a small team of folk. They've made a couple of games beforehand, but for the most part, it's been like a pretty small crew. But they've done an genuinely fantastic job. I highly recommend it. It's one of the only games I've actually recommended on Steam. Like
Yeah.
I went out of my way to do, but it's a fantastic game. And again, if you're okay with paying the $60 price tag, it's 100% worth it. If you ever played Jet Set Radio back in the day or Jet Set Radio Future, it's 100% something you will love. It will hit you right in the nostalgia. The story is fantastic. The soundtrack is incredible. The movement mechanics, everything is better. The camera control is way better as well. There's a lot more flow to the movement, to rails. There's like a whole lot of really cool stuff going on in the game, and I really, really like it. I really highly recommend it. Um, Other games that I've been playing. So when that came out, I just stopped touching Baldur's Gate.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I
I could
still
see
haven't
that.
gone back to Baldur's Gate, right? Now,
I've played Baldur's Gate for an hour and haven't touched it again. I need to get
yeah.
back into that. So
Look, Baldur's Gate, fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not by any means throwing shade at it. I actually really do like it. But it's not something that I want to go back to. I have to like sit down and that be the only game that I play over the course of however long it is till I finish it, because
yeah.
it's just not something I want to go back to right now.
Hmm.
Which is a little bit sad, but it is what it is.
And it's sometimes hard with how much scale that has. Like I've heard it just
Yeah,
keeps going and going, and it's like it's supposed to be super super fun,
dude,
but
there is so much in
it's
that game.
yeah, it can then seem so overwhelming sometimes when that
Yeah.
is like yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit much, but it's not bad by any means. I have also been playing Mortal Kombat 11. I
Okay.
think I said that in the last one. I might have picked that up. I finished the story mode in it. A lot of fun. But I mean, I have gripes with Mortal Kombat as a fighting game. It's a very rigid kind of game, but at the same time, it's if it's something that you grew up with, you're okay with it. You kind of push past it. But like comparing it to other fighting games, it's definitely a more rigid kind of game.
Is
But
that because Mortal Kombat 1's coming out? Is that
yes,
why
so
we're
I played it because not just because of Mortal Kombat 1, but I actually was interested in it. Plus, Spawn is in it, and I fucking love Spawn. He's one of my favorite combo characters, like of all time. Fucking maximum edgelord, but like he's a cool character. I like him. He's in the game. He's a lot of fun. I kept seeing clips of him, and I was just like, you know what? How much is Mortal Kombat? And I saw it for like $14 for the Ultimate Edition. So I
that's
was like,
sick.
all right, let's do it. Send it.
Yeah.
Bought it, and then like 2 days later, it went back up to like $130. So I'm
That's
like,
wild.
that's a good deal. That's a good deal.
It's one that I've always like. I've loved the Mortal Kombat franchise, but it's just like they can be so full on sometimes. Like, oh, the finish is
Yeah.
insane, but I'm like, holy, like it can be like, yeah, it can be full
a bit
on.
much.
Yeah,
It can be a bit much. Yeah. Plus, Mortal Kombat 1 is now out. It came out like yesterday.
Is it actually out? Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah, came out yesterday or
No
today.
way.
Yeah, on the 14th of September, it's supposed to come out.
So Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate you have that has all the skin packs, like it has everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
everything except I think like
one of
there's
the
probably like 6 or 7 skin packs it doesn't have.
okay.
But they were all like Halloween skins and like random little shits. It doesn't really matter, honestly. I don't
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
But it is a fun game. It's a nice casual one that's like if I had like friends over, I'd be like, "Hey guys, you want to play Mortal Kombat?" and like chuck this on the TV or whatever and just like fuck around and have fun.
Because they have like Rambo and stuff, and like there's like full,
RoboCop, Rambo, Terminator, Spawn. It's got the Joker. It's got like almost all of the major Mortal Kombat characters across the series. It has a lot of really cool shit in it.
That's cool. Because I know the new one that I like is like kind of only thing that I've saw is it's got Megan Fox. She's playing like a character. That's kind of cool. And they're doing stuff with the boys, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's gonna have what's his name from the boys? Superman.
The main dude. I always forget his
It's
name
also
as
gonna
well.
have Omni-Man from Invincible.
Okay.
It's gonna have a few pretty cool characters, but the main thing that I was like, damn, maybe I should get it was Jean-Claude Van Damme is a character in it as well. He's like one of the skins or something for Johnny Cage, and I'm like,
Okay.
bro, yes,
That's
fucking
crazy.
love Jean-Claude Van Damme, but but yeah, I think he was only like a pre-order bonus, or he only comes with one of the editions or something. So I was just like, man, it's I'll, you know, he'll be available down the line, so I'll get him down the line. Like, there's no way that they're gonna lose out on that money. But yeah, so I've been playing that. Finished that story. I then played an Alien game, which is really really cool. I've been super hyped for it. It's called They Are Here. I got let into the Prologues playtest.
Yeah,
Which
sick.
I think is like an automatic, like you can get in. But I've done the beta demo thing that they put out like ages ago, and then the playtest for this, which has been really fucking good. It is kind of terrifying in like a really good way. It hits absolutely everything I've ever wanted from like
What's it called, sorry?
Alien game. They Are Here.
They Are Here on Steam.
On Steam, yep. You can play the demo, and if you sign up for the playtest, I think they pretty much let you straight in, and it's just the prologue of it at the moment. But dude, I'm so hyped for that one. That one's going to be really really good, because there was another Alien game that came out recently that was like kind of the same thing, but like
demo.
way
Okay.
worse. Yeah.
Cool.
Give it a try, man. It's pretty fun. It's like a short experience. I think the prologue is like 15 minutes, and the demo is probably like another 15. So like it's a short experience, but
looks
it's that
cool,
like
though.
little taste of what's to come kind of thing. And
yeah, it looks cool.
Dude, it's really like visually it looks fantastic. I think it's an Unreal.
Okay.
And then
it's good because of everything going on with bloody Unity at the moment.
Yeah, Unity's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really cool. And then a really weird one. I applied for the Payday 3 beta ages ago.
Yeah.
And I got in. And I've been playing a little bit. And I've got a little over an hour at the moment, right? I can't play it anymore. The beta's no longer available. All I can do is uninstall it. That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
But I have thoughts on this game.
Good thoughts? Bad thoughts? What thoughts we going with?
Mixed thoughts.
Mixed thoughts. Ooh.
Yes. The game itself, obviously it's the beta, but the game is coming out pretty soon. So I think their version of the beta was like most people, it's just a network test, make sure that you can connect to people, make sure that the game runs smooth enough, that there's not like too many issues. Now, that's all fine and dandy. The game is a lot harder. It looks a lot cooler. It has really good stealth mechanics built into it now. It's a lot more, I guess, friendly to not only doing solo, but also doing in groups.
Okay.
It has, again, there was only one map available in the beta. Like, it's very limited. There was one map, obviously the 4 characters. There was like 3 guns and like a little bit of customization. There wasn't a huge amount available in it, but that's fine. The game itself, though, is literally Payday 2 in Unreal.
Okay, so they've just updated and
yeah, like it is. It again, it has like some like bonuses. It has some things moving across. It has some cool shit, but it is just Payday 2.
Okay, that's not a bad thing at all.
It's not, because Payday 2 was a lot of fun. It just, like, the biggest problem Payday 2 had was the engine it was running off was like a 15-year-old engine. You know, it was not made for what they were throwing at it. And Unreal is, and that's great because it will work really, really well. It ran super smooth on my computer, considering my computer is like quite old. It's not as good as a lot of others. I need to upgrade a lot of parts in it. But, you know, it was I have a 1080, I have a Ryzen 7, like 32 gigs of RAM, all this, like, and it was running 60 to 140 frames at like medium resolution the entire time.
Okay.
like it never dropped below 60 frames.
Okay, that's fucking
fantastic, right?
So good.
Beautiful. It played super, super smooth. Played super, super well. There's some really cool mechanics in it. The guns feel fantastic. The stealth feels great. There's a lot of great quality of life improvements, but at the same time, if you were expecting it to be like a really big upgrade outside of like engine mechanics, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
There's a few cool things, but again, obviously, it's a limited beta. I'm not going to know how the story is. I'm not going to know how other maps play, how other mechanics function in it, how purely stealth maps will work, how purely loud maps will work, the heavier armor sets, the more in depth into like builds and shit. I don't know any of that right now. It's just the base level, but from what I've seen at the base level, I am still happy to wait for this game to, like a good 6 months to a year before I pick it up.
Okay. So
I'm not saying everyone needs to do that. If you've never played any of the Payday games, this might be a very good game to get into. It's only $60 to get into, but yeah, like I know it'll be fun when you have a full crew, but I'm just like,
well, that's one thing that stopped me from doing Payday. Is I only ever played a multiplayer, and I played the original Payday. And it was sick. It was like having your own like bunker, and you could deck it out, and you'd see like all the money, and you could go through and like practice lock picking and all that. Like it was a very cool premise, but I just felt like the content there was like a lot of rinse and repeat. I know Payday 2, they went crazy with it. They were bringing in like all these different expansions and like different collaborations, and it was like huge. Like some of these stuff you just couldn't do solo. Like you'd need 4-man teams. They were like way too hard to execute by yourself. The whole point of it was trying to be like a bank heist group. So when I heard that it's kind of coming back to a little bit of like you can do some stuff more solo, you could do like a little bit more like one man trying to take on all of this, it was exciting, but also it's like the premise I feel like nowadays has to go back to that. Like four player, just chaos, gorgeous looking, a lot of fun.
At the moment,
unique missions. Like, so.
Yeah, like from, again, basing off of the trailers and a little bit of I've played, it does feel a lot more like this is what they wanted Payday 2 to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like when the game comes out, it is going to be very empty. And
it's not like a good thing that you want. It's not something that you want.
It's really not. And that is because here's the thing, right? Like I played Payday 2 since pretty much the day it came out.
You loved it. Like I remember we picked it up super cheap. It was like you, me, Locke, and Nick tried all playing it. Like
I have like 400 hours in it. I have almost all the DLCs. I've loved every second of that game that I got to play it. But it at the start, like at launch, it felt empty. It felt like it was missing 90% of the game. And
that's not what you want.
It got its final update, I think, today.
Okay. That's it. They're not going to do any more.
That's it. Like, other than any hot fixes required, they're 100% done with the game. They're not patching it anymore. They're not adding anything else. But with that means that now that the game is over, it's finally done. It is actually too bloated, in my opinion.
Okay, so it's just they should have probably kept some of this stuff and dropped the game off a little earlier and done like a newer version. And saved some of that content for.
I very much feel that the game, as soon as they added the H3 characters in it, that was like, all right, guys, maybe we're doing too much.
Like that. What was that again? Sorry, because I always get because I own the game. So I was looking here because I saw an update on it talking about what's new.
Yeah, so 2017 was the H3 character pack. And 100% that was a joke in a fucking update video, and they added it into the game. Now that was 2017.
That's crazy.
Since then, there has been over 25 more DLCs that came out.
Yeah, because there's the high octane one that I have, the Midland. I'm just going through them all, like all the ones that I've got installed. Yeah. The Crude Awakening heist, Hostile Takeover heist. Where are all these other different skins? Golden, Smuggler, Winter, Mega City. Like, there's so much.
That's what I'm saying, man. The game became too bloated. Now, I'm not
$10 here, $10 there.
Yeah, you end up spending over $1,000 in DLCs and shit for the game alone.
That's crazy.
But like, I'm not one to say, hey, if a game has too much shit in it, that's a bad thing. But like, genuinely, it was a bad thing because every update felt more and more, like, how can I put it? Every DLC felt like it wasn't a complete package. It wasn't.
Yeah, they were just throwing stuff in because they kind of just were waiting for this new game to come out. Like, they were just filling it with whatever they could kind of fill it with.
Just trying to get money for the next game and to fix the problems that they were going through, because they almost went bankrupt, right? Like they released a fucking terrible game called Raid something, which was like a World War II game, and it fucking flopped so hard, and it died the week it came out. It was like problematic as fuck, and they tried to support it. They only went about a year and then gave up, and then realized, oh shit, we are going to have to close our doors if this keeps happening. And then we're like, hey, so guess what? Payday 2 is getting more updates. And then, so it was, overall, it hit a point where it was like, there's too much shit in it, but all the shit that comes out is like empty. It feels like I'm paying $10 for a map and then having to pay another $8 for like guns in a separate DLC. And then that would happen like once every 2 months. And every map felt exactly the same until a certain point where they started like being a little bit more like spending time on actually creating new assets and not just reusing the same shit over and over.
Because was it originally done in Unreal Engine, or was it done on Unity?
So it was all in an engine called the Diesel engine. And it was a very old engine that I believe they used on the first Payday, like Payday the Heist.
Yeah, like that was back in 2000 and when did the film?
Like 2007, I want to say. I think I have it somewhere. Hang on. Payday the Heist. 2011. So the same engine from 2011 they pushed until this week. Like, that's not good. That's really not good. Like, eventually something just has to die. But yeah, Payday 3, I have hopes for it, but it's not something that I'm going to pick up for a little while.
Yeah. I was going to say, practically what Bethesda's doing with their current engine, you know? Just hanging on for it, keeping it that long. So, you know, you got to do it, you know?
Ride it till it dies.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
No,
but I'm glad you're enjoying
so
it.
That's
I'm
me, man.
It sounds like Payday 3 sounds good. Like when they did that first trailer, it looked great. I knew that one thing we were worried about was, like you said, that bloat content, just to try and milk people, and like having that store probably coming in with like a bare bones, like you said, from what it seems like is they've kind of ported Payday 2 to Unreal Engine. They've got it set up that it's like it's playing well, it's looking gorgeous, it's practically kind of like the same game, and now they'll sell that for $60 and then they'll just bloat content with it to keep it going and going and going. That's what it's kind of sounding like. That's like, hey, kind of cool, but I hope that that's not what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope that's not what happens, because I would always I want to try and like play that game. I know we played once with you and Locke, and I think Nick as well, and it was like very brief. Because it was just,
I mean, we played pretty late into the life cycle of the game, so but look, I mean, I hope Payday 3 will outdo itself. It'll get like better and better with time. It will do fantastically, but like, I mean, the series holds a very special place in my heart. I believe it will do really, really well, but I also I'm going to just wait to see first before I decide, hey, I'm going to pick this up, because like it's one of those things that if it's just not worth it, it's not worth it, you know?
Yeah. Like if you need to wait a year or so, then you'll just wait.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like I won't have other things to play. I mean, Cyberpunk DLC coming out soon.
Don't talk about it. Leave it. So excited. So I just ate a corn chip, if you guys heard as well. Like,
Yeah.
You got to do it sometimes.
Don't worry. We did. Corn chip fucking slap. But yeah.
Yeah, we got this like corn chip with like a really nice dip. So it is what it is. So I've actually been playing a lot. I was aiming to play Starfield last Friday for like 6 hours straight, and I played for an hour. So that's pretty good for me. We'll get a round of applause. We'll get claps. But yeah, that was it. Starfield's sick though. I will probably play more today, but I ended up playing like an hour of Starfield and then went and played like 2 hours of Cyberpunk. I just wanted to like get myself ready. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a new character or if I'm going to like play through a lot of the side content, get a build. Like I've kind of respec'd my character now because you can do that. I'm trying to get it set up to like with now that it's got like the transmog system and there has been a bunch of like cool updates. I'm trying to get my character to the point where I have it ready for the DLC. Because I think that would be like just the best way instead of playing through all the content again, getting to the end game and then playing the DLC. I kind of just want to jump into it. So I'm kind of like going back and playing through and doing some side quests and like trying out different things. Like I have the nano wires that I've never used, but I've been going around and buying that, trying to figure out what build to do. So I did that for like 2 hours. I was sick. But as we will probably just go because I haven't been playing that much with work and Japan coming up. There's just been a lot more priorities than video games. It's fine. But I want to talk about Night City Wire that was last night because I watched the whole 30-minute event this morning. That's why we're doing the podcast a little bit late. But I'm super excited, but also like I pre-ordered it. Like I'm not going to be that person that's like I haven't pre-ordered it. I want to hype it up. Like to me, it's what we want from the video game. Like I love Cyberpunk. I've always been their biggest cock rider or whatever you want to call it. I have been. I'm sitting in a room surrounded by Cyberpunk stuff. Okay, so
no, it's fair, bro.
But yeah. The thing that I'm loving is 2.1. So the 2.0 update is coming out on the 21st. So a week.
Yep.
So that will be free for everyone. So respecking the new tree, all the different animations, weapons, the Maztac, all that type of stuff free. That's sick. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then on the 26th is paid DLC. So the new unlocked area, the new story, certain things. They did like a really good. Try and pull it up on Twitter. On X, sorry, not on Twitter. On X.
No. It's Twitter.
It's still Twitter. It's just called X.
I don't give a shit. It's Twitter. I'll be
Twitter.
Dead in the cold ground before I ever call it.
It's like me still calling Woolworths Safeway.
Oh, bro, I call it Safeway all the time.
Like, I'm sorry that I'm old. That's just who I am, you know. Here we go. Let's have a look. There's been some really cool content talking about it and like really cool videos. And so yeah, so free update will be redesigned skill trees and perks, revamped cyberware, new capacity system, vehicle combat and car chases, combat AI improvements, new police system, UI and UX improvements, loot items and crafting changes, and then new radio stations, including community radio station Growl FM. Paid expansion, you will get the Dogtown, so Dangerous New District, brand new storyline and characters, new quests, gigs, boss fights, and more. Vehicle missions and airdrops and endless dynamic events, they're saying will be in the paid expansion. I don't know if that's just for the new section that they're doing that, and there might be other bits in like the original update. All new relic skill tree and abilities will only be in the new expansion. So the redesigned skill tree is different to the relic system. 100 plus new items, weapons, cyberware, cars, and fashion will be in the update. And then vehicle missile launches and a level cap increase to 60.
Yeah, just huge.
So they are paywalling like a few, but it's still great to see that like that free update is going to give like people what they kind of wanted as well. So,
yeah. I mean, I just want to say anyone that's like complaining about the $40 price tag on and like paywalling certain things like that, don't forget Skyrim and like Morrowind and all these fucking Bethesda games do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
So, and it ends up being about the same price, if not more expensive sometimes. So you can't be like, oh, like huge big deal, it's a problem, blah blah blah, bullshit. In the end, if you want to play it, you're gonna fucking play it. So
Yeah,
don't complain.
Paid DLC. They've always said that. Like for them to even do the 2.0 update coming out earlier, the amount of improvements that's just bringing to the game as itself is incredible. Like it will be a completely different game. It will be probably what a lot of people want. But if you want to experience the full experience, it's like it's paid DLC. They've said that from the start. They were going to do one paid DLC. Like you said, it's like 40 something bucks. Suck it up. If you love the game and you're like me, you'll do it. So, but yeah, so
as soon as I have the money, I'm buying it.
Yeah. So I've just been playing a little bit of that. I reinstalled Call of Duty multiplayer today because I'm getting excited for Modern Warfare 3. It's going to be another one where I buy the Call of Duty and play it for 3 hours, and then I always do Call of Duty for at least 12 hours and then I stop. So
yeah, that's fair.
I like doing the grind, trying to get to prestige early on, sinking like too many hours into that game, and then just you burn yourself out, and then you don't play it again. So that's my Call of Duty that I like. But the new one, holy shit, we don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get myself hyped. They're just bringing back old school maps, Sean, and you know how I am with that type of stuff. I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker for it. We're getting Favela, we're getting Rust, we're getting Underpass. They're doing Afghan. They're doing Terminal. They're doing like all High Rise. They're doing all the OGs. So I will be there for it. I will not be a little bitch. I'll be copying it. Talking about saving money. There will be $120 down the drain. So.
Yeah. Nah, man. It'll be great. It'll be really good when it comes out.
Yeah. That's in a few months. It's fine. I'll just budget. I'll just put money aside for that, you know?
Yeah,
start slowly budgeting for it. But yeah. We'll try to skip into gaming news because I kind of touched on Cyberpunk as gaming news. And I haven't been playing that much. I'm trying to think. Oh, Minecraft. I started playing Minecraft. That was sick. Kat and I were playing Minecraft. What do you think of Minecraft, Kat?
I love Minecraft.
Yeah, there you go. She loves Minecraft. You heard it here. Certified. We love Minecraft.
Except if they could have a feature where I don't lose the house every time I go to try and find wool, that would be great.
I don't know if anyone heard that, but she's saying if there's a feature where you don't lose the house, where you go and get wool every single time. That is a map in the video game that I have and I could give to her, but I hog it. That is a feature in the game. She was just asking for that to be added. So
no, fair enough.
It is called paper. You just go get the paper and then you create a map table and you can take a map with you.
Well, I don't know why you have the map. You only stay in the house.
Okay. I'm sorry that the roles have reversed and you're out doing things and I just stay in the house. Sorry that upsets you. Okay, back to the podcast. Gaming news. Hit us with it, Sean. Yes. I think you're probably more caught up. I looked at literally the only things that entertained me, and that was Night City Wire. I haven't watched the Spider-Man trailer yet. I watched the Avatar story trailer. I watched some stuff from the Nintendo Direct, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So this morning or last night, PlayStation State of Play. Ow, I just hit myself right in the vein on my thumb. Beautiful. That fucking hurt. Anyway.
Why would you do that?
I just put my hands together and immediately did that. And that Anyway, doesn't matter. PlayStation State of Play was last night or this morning. I don't remember what. I think it was in between. But a whole bunch of games got announced, whole bunch of trailers, whole bunch of announcements, whole bunch of small things, big things. But when I say a whole bunch, I only mean about 10 things, but...
Doesn't seem like there was a lot. That was the thing. I was skimming through it, and I was like, for a big direct, I'll just name off what I've seen. We have the PlayStation 5 console colors reveal trailer. We have Spider-Man. We have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We have Avatar Frontiers of Pandora gameplay trailer. It was just like a gameplay trailer. We have Baby Steps that I haven't watched. I don't know what that is.
It looks really fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very funny looking game.
We had
it's basically Quap 2.
Helldivers 2. Ghost Runner 2. Another Resident Evil... No, that's the first one. Resident Evil 4
for PSVR.
Separate ways. And I think that's literally it.
Which is a DLC. So
that's it, isn't it?
Also Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord, which is a PSVR game. So Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC, which was a DLC in the original, which you basically play as Ada's side of her story throughout Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool thing. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 yet. I have it on my computer. I've just never actually touched it. So I should probably play that at some point. But yeah, that one looks cool. It's also going to be on PSVR, which they announced a little while ago, honestly. I think this is just the actual like trailer confirming it. Ghostbusters Rise, first person VR Ghostbuster game. Looks pretty fun, not gonna lie. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, it's basically it's an actual trailer, not just like a teaser.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Okay, but I also don't fucking care about Avatar, so it means
we respect that. We respect that. Okay.
Ghost Runner 2 was basically just a new trailer. It was more of like a showcase kind of thing to like show a little bit of gameplay, but also a little bit more of the like story stuff. Helldivers shows multiplayer, which looks honestly pretty fun. It's very different because I don't know if you've ever played the first Helldivers, sorry.
I did not.
It is a twin stick top down shooter, but this one is a third person multiplayer bug shooter kind of game. It's pretty cool. Spider-Man 2 had 2 trailers.
I do want to watch those actually.
Yeah, so one was the like an 8-minute trailer, which was the updated New York map and like a little bit of gameplay and stuff with that.
Yeah.
And the other one was like a short featurette on the customization in the game.
Cool.
So there's going to be, I think it was like 60 something suits in it.
Wow. Okay,
but each of the suits gets 6 different color palettes as well.
Okay, cool.
So you'll be able to customize significantly more. You can do customization for Peter as well as Miles to have them look how you'd want them to look, which is honestly pretty sick.
That's sick.
Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn, which is just a DLC for Tales of Arise coming in November.
The thing that I saw when I woke up,
cool.
I was like, I could literally like, if you want to, guys, or whoever's listening, there is everything revealed on Sony's PlayStation State of Play in 4 minutes, like on IGN. And when I saw that, I was like, there's not a huge amount then. I need to watch it, but I'm like, just to have it all in like 4 minutes. I was like, come on, guys. Like, I get it, and I understand why they do states of play, but I just love the whole like Cyberpunk's like Night City Wire was like 38 minutes, and it was just talking about Cyberpunk. We only got like 3 or 4 trailers, but it's like they did a full showcase just for that one game that was probably like the same as like Sony's. Like I just want Sony to do more bigger press conferences. I like how they do little short ones. They drip feed what's coming out. They build that hype. I'm just like, I want to sit there and just be like, wowed. Like just like game after game after game after game. I know we won't get it. That's why we have Gamescom.
No. But I was going to say, I think with the fall of E3, it's just kind of like...
I hate it. I've always spoken about this. This is the one thing that I fucking hate. I genuinely hate it so much. Anytime I see, like, even with Nintendo's Direct, I was like, cool, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack Wave 6 DLC. Sick. We have Detective Pikachu Returns. It's like now a new version of Detective Pikachu. They're redoing the Tomb Raider 1 and 3 remaster on Switch. We're getting Luigi's Mansion HD. We're getting Super Mario RPG. That's like, I think, a remake of that game. There was another announcement trailer with Mario vs. Donkey Kong that I haven't watched. And then it's always just like Paper Mario coming to like the OG one. Like it just annoys me. It's just they're re-releasing things. There's nothing too crazy.
It's very underwhelming. It's very like sparse and in between. Like I prefer if they did one big thing.
Mm.
Even if like each company wants to do their own thing,
Just
fair
once
enough.
a year, do like
But
one
just do
big
once a
thing,
year. Because
big
like
info
State of
dump.
Play, there's been 3 this year.
Yeah.
Like they try to do one once every quarter, which is like, all right, that's cool. I don't fucking care. Just put everything in one. And like I understand if something's coming out soon, hey, guess what? That's what a video trailer is for.
And
Show
then
me some fucking gameplay just out of nowhere. Don't say anything. Just put it on IGN or something, and I'll see it.
But give those devs like that time. Like it's like it would be really cool to see like smaller indie devs get that funding that they're probably spending on these events to go in and do like their own mini doc series on what they're actually working on and just launch that as like a trailer. So it's like with Super Mario RPG or whatever, because that's the main thing that they're pushing. You reveal that in one big group, and then as that's getting closer, you go in and get like a trailer or like a mini video. Like it's like what Cyberpunk kind of does. It's already pre-recorded. They could call it a direct, but it's just like an update. And then you just get a little bit of an update. You know what it's going to be about. You know what game it's about. You don't have to sit there hoping that, because like I would wake up going, oh, there's a Super Mario Direct, hearing that Gamescom they were talking about the Switch 2. You'd be sitting there going, oh, hopefully there's a Switch 2. Hopefully there's like this new thing going on. And then you literally get Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered. Like, who gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck?
Yep.
It's the same with the PlayStation. Like I expected there to be like a new reveal for like a PlayStation 5 Pro or something like that coming out, like a new console. I knew there would be stuff on Spider-Man, and then maybe like a couple of new releases coming into next year once that console comes out. Like that's what I was expecting. It's like this is the time that they start teasing this type of stuff.
Yeah. Like, no, it's like it really is kind of disheartening because like again, like the last thing I was gonna say is just the Final Fantasy Rebirth trailer, right? Which like yeah, cool. It's just the second half of the Final Fantasy VII remake plus like a little bit of Crisis Core in it. Cool. It like doesn't transfer saves, and they didn't say anything about that. Like that's just like a post on Twitter that someone's like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't transfer your saves, so like all the progress from remake doesn't actually carry across. You just pick the things at the start and just call it a day. And it's like, that's kind of shit. But like, outside of that, again, with the fall of E3, there's been such a lack in like cool shit coming out, because at least when it was like a once a year event, that was like huge major releases, people put on show. They put on a fucking,
they're bringing their best.
Big thing. Yeah, they bring their best. They show only the best that they can. Like, yeah, it's a little bit limited to an extent, but like that just means that they're showing what they believe is going to be the biggest and best things to come out. And obviously, yeah, sometimes it's a bit fucking dumb, but like at the same time, I prefer them to do that than do this like drip feed of the same shit that we've already seen. Like half of these
even
things
Gamescom
are just
was a little
new trailers.
Yeah, I was going to say even
games that we already
Gamescom
know
was a little like underwhelming. Like it was not too bad, but it's like they had a massive direct on Starfield. That was cool. But it was like there wasn't like a huge amount. Like a lot of it was behind closed doors again. It's all these developers kind of showing stuff that they want to show to areas to build hype and then create a conversation so then they can then reveal it on their own terms. It's like knowing us, like Nintendo probably early next year will now do their own direct where they'll launch the new console. But like people are seeing it early to try and have like, oh, like we've kind of seen something, like when's it going to happen? And then they can then build hype around other directs to then sell that hype, get people watching, and get like an intrigue and an interest. And I'm just like, I'm starting to like not care. It's like when State of Play was like, I'm like, I would normally wake up, watch it. Even with like Night City Wire, I was like, it was just like, I can watch it in the morning. Like, I don't need to be up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. sitting there watching these events. So,
because like the last thing that I watched that I was actually like I stayed up for, and it was unintentionally stayed up for, it just happened to be on, was the big one where it was like Konami announced fucking Metal Gear. They showed a whole bunch of Silent Hill games, like all of that stuff. That was really cool. That was pretty hype. But outside of that, like nothing has been worth me not only just staying up for, but like been worth me like putting in more effort than just being like, just watch it tomorrow. I don't really care. Like, whatever. The news will come out when I wake up. It's nothing that I'm like that excited for. But
it's like we
again,
literally
like,
woke up this morning, messaged, and we're just like, hey, like we'll just
yeah.
like catch up on some stuff quickly and then do the podcast. And like within half an hour, we're kind of caught up with what we need to. So
yeah, like the state of play as well, right? So it's if you go on like IGN's thing or I think it was like GameSpot's the other one. There's like a 4-hour video, which is like 3 hours of fucking random other stuff that has nothing to do with it.
yeah,
An like half hour of waiting for it to be a thing, and then it's like the half hour showing of like 9 things, and then that's it. That's the end of it. So it's like, why is there so much build up and like time put into 9 games, 7 or 8 of which are just a new trailer for something we have already seen?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Just put the trailers out or wait for more stuff to build. Like, you don't need to build hype right now. You can wait for like closer to a game's release before you actually build hype, or you can just put out trailers. You don't have to make this big show of it. Because like it'd be like what's it called? There was another event I remember where there was like all this hype around it and shit, and they showed literally nothing of value. Like,
I remember
I don't
it was
remember
back.
who it was.
It was not that long ago, but it was like one of the Summer Games Fests.
Yeah.
When they were starting to do that, and it was like they were trying to say that it was taking over from E3. Summer Games Fest now is huge, but I remember one of the first OG ones, and it was literally just a bunch of indie games. Like it was like no big releases. It was predominantly just indie titles. There was like no real big release, and everyone was like, they thought Summer Games Fest was going to be huge. Now Summer Games Fest is a lot bigger, but I remember it was just like it was like just a bunch of indie titles, and everyone's like, cool. We thought just this was like the new E3.
Yeah,
nice.
It's great to see indie stuff, but like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, there's no extra value to this.
I love when there's like the indie corner, like you have the big main event, and then if you want to, they'll have like the indie corner show, and then you can like go watch that. But like,
that was
just
my favorite thing with E3.
Yeah.
It was like watching Devolver Digital just show a whole bunch of indie games. Like that was the fucking coolest shit. Because Devolver fucking put on the best shows out of all of them. The crazy shit they'd be doing.
Devolver Digital has done the best directs ever. And like when they were doing E3, like remember they created an own video game that you could play that was their own direct that you'd walk through and you actually played it. And then they did the one that was like a
horror game too.
Yeah. They did like one that was like a hilarious like mini film that they played like through E3, and it was like the main chick, and they were like it would like break into all the different games that they were all releasing. It was like a 30-minute, but it was like a film. Like they've done the best. Devolver Digital is like that's how it should be done.
Devolver Digital put in so much time and effort into that shit.
But they only do like one a year, and it makes like you remember it. Like I'll remember that for years to come. Like I won't remember the state of play.
Every other fucking week, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like every year when they're like Devolver Digital is doing their thing, I'll be like, all right, we're watching this.
Yeah.
Because it's always a fucking show. But yeah, it's kind of disheartening, honestly. But at the same time, like, can't really.
I'm excited. I'll watch some of the Spider-Man stuff. I'll watch some of that. I'm kind of keen to see what they're doing. I need to play the first one and the second one.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like, I think it'll be really, really good. But it's also
Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, it's not just that. It's also like the trailers and stuff that they've been putting out. It's just kind of like, why is this a separate thing? Why don't you just show everything together?
Yeah.
Like, spend 20 minutes and put everything together, not put out like a 3-minute video and then a 4-minute video and then like a 9-minute video. Oh, by the way, here's a 15-minute gameplay trailer where we just show like one mission. And it's like, all right, cool. Why don't you just do all of that at once? Like,
yeah.
Why the fuck are you drip feeding like little shit? I don't care. Put the game out or put everything at once. Like, I don't want to keep looking at little updates.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like playing a game and you'd have to wait like every month to see the next fucking cutscene? Not even play the game, just cutscene.
I'd hate it.
Dude, I'd just be done. I'd be so fucking done. And that's kind of what they're doing with this. It's like, I'm not even getting to play the game. I'm just seeing fucking cutscenes and like little features. And I'm like, man, I don't care. Just show me everything or fucking wait for the game to come out. I'll buy it either way. But like, you putting all these little like fucking things and hyping it up and making it seem like it's this huge reveal. Oh my god, expanded New York and all this shit. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I will experience it when I play the game. Or you can show it all in one fucking video. I don't need 15 minutes of you talking about how, like, this cool new fucking suit does this thing. Like, I don't care. I'll see it for myself.
Yeah. They do that a lot. They just drip feed and then try to bring that hype along, and you just like, it can then sometimes just get overwhelming. And then by the time the game comes out, you're like, I've kind of just lost interest. I've seen a lot. Like, I'll pick it up maybe when it goes on sale, and like, there we go.
Yeah. It's like when a movie trailer shows too much of the movie. I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't care.
I was gonna segue into that before we end, because there's a couple of bits of cool things going on in movie news. Because I've been trying not to watch a lot of trailers. But The Creator, that's coming out soon. I did watch the trailer for that just because I couldn't help myself, but that looks fucking sick.
Cool.
It is the director of Rogue One and who is his name? The creator. Whoops, sorry. It looks so good. It's got Hans Zimmer as the music's by Hans Zimmer, like composer. So I'm very excited. But it is Gareth Edwards. That's how I pronounce it. Gareth Edwards. He's done Rogue One. He did the original Godzilla, the one that came in 2014. He's done a couple of the Star Wars ones. So yeah, it's looking sick, looking really sick. And like I said, Hans Zimmer being the composer. We then had Killers of the Flower Moon that's coming to IMAX, from what I've heard as well. That is directed by Martin Scorsese. That looks really sick. That just had another trailer come out. And then we have Netflix with Wes Anderson's new film coming out soon. That I actually want to go see his new film. I haven't seen that yet. So, because I've been holding off, because I'm got the flight to Japan. It's like I haven't gone and seen, what was it? Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that will probably be on the flight, so I could like watch Gran Turismo. It's like a 10-hour flight.
Yeah.
We went and saw Oppenheimer in IMAX 1570.
Nice. How was it? Probably
one of the best films and experiences. Like, it was so good. I love IMAX, but that was like crazy, and I really enjoyed that film. I think that was the only way you'd probably want to watch it, was 1570 IMAX. It was insane. There was no flicker. I know you warned me about that, but it was so good.
Cool, so they fixed that. That's good.
Yeah. And they're doing their Space Timber at the moment, where they just started at IMAX doing 1570 for Interstellar. Oh.
Yeah, which I'm actually going to get to see.
Yeah. Are you going to go see it?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Mr. Yuvan, we've had previously on the podcast.
He
bought a ticket like a year ago to go see it in 1570. And he's like, I can't go. I have to go to the Philippines like 3 days before. So
because he's got his tournament going on.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's sick. I'm jealous, bro.
Yeah, man.
I have my membership now. Yeah, I'm trying to, because I was going to try and see The Creator in IMAX. Because if you watch the trailer for that, holy shit! Like, I was like, I heard about it. I heard Hans Zimmer, and I was like, because I just love, like, I'm a big person when it comes to like music scores. I feel like music is like some of the most pivotal when it comes to film. That's why How to Train a Dragon will still be one of the best films ever, because the music behind that, holy. So, but yeah, any other film news before we wrap this up?
I don't have anything on my side, unfortunately.
Yeah, there hasn't been a huge amount, but yeah,
still pretty quiet times at the moment. But yeah, no, it's been a weirdly eventful day as far as like at least gaming news goes. So that's something.
Well, I'm gonna play some Cyberpunk, and I'm just gonna like chill out. So I'm gonna watch
reinstalling Cyberpunk now.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch some of this. I might play some Call of Duty as well. Gotta show off my masculinity and 360 no scopes people. So, you know how good I am at COD. You can vouch for me, okay? You can vouch for me.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a freak of that video game. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to sign us off?
Sure thing, man. So you can catch us on socials. I'm the Titan Z everywhere. He is X Artemis. In the meantime, go play some fucking games. Go do something.
Outside.
Go watch some
It's
movies. Go
nice
outside.
spring
touch
as
some
well.
grass.
Touch some grass.
It is nice. Touch some grass. Get some
Once
sun.
you touch some grass, come back in, play those video games, reinstall those games, get those updates going. Go watch.
If you haven't played
movie.
Cyberpunk, go play some Cyberpunk.
Actually, quickly, I started watching Ozark.
Oh, sick! Nice. You're gonna like
really good. Yeah. I just started watching that. I never watched it because I've told people I've never watched Breaking Bad. I've never watched any of those. So we've started with Ozark, and I just bought new wine glasses. So that is our night tonight. We'll be sitting down having a wine, watching Ozark because I'm really enjoying that. That shit's good. That shit's good,
dude. Watch that. Watch Breaking Bad. Watch fucking Better Call Saul.
Soul, yeah. But
so good.
Go and do that type of stuff. Go and enjoy yourselves.
I'm not going to yell at you guys today, but
okay.
You should get the fuck out of here, and you should go do some stuff. I didn't say I wasn't going to say it. I just said I wasn't going to yell at you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But no, go do some shit. We'll catch you guys in a week or two. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
You fucks.